What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to talk about Titans issue number 17. This one is written by John Layman, and the artwork is done by Pete Woods. So the last issue, the Clock King was there. It kind of showed up at the very end. We're kind of getting a new status quo with the Titans, with Donna Troy as the leader. Nightwing mentioned that he's going to go off and kind of be a little bit less active now that, of course, you have the Justice League Unlimited and the Titans aren't as significant as they should be. He's like, you can go ahead and take over Donna. We're not really the A-team anymore. I'm just, of course, just saying that. But anyways, I like the idea of Donna Troy kind of taking over as leader. Let Dick Grayson go off, do his other stuff, and let's see how she does. We get a little bit of background of the Clock King, and he had like one of those bombs implanted in him because he was doing some Suicide Squad stuff, and now it's like affecting him more and more. So then he's there with the Titans. He's going to use their memories to kind of like gain strength and, just find ways to stop other opponents. So they're kind of put into, like, the memories are kind of manipulated. So they're kind of put in fearful situations. Like I said, Starfire is there facing off against her sister. Cyborg is there facing something. Beast Boy is going back to Beast World. Nightwing is there with Batman. Raven, of course, has to face Trigon because that's the only thing she ever has. He's like, become the Dark-Winged Queen. Please stop. I'm like, didn't we just go over this in the last arc where you pretty much just kicked Trigon's ass as the Dark-Winged Queen? And of course, these are memories manipulated. The characters all kind of know this stuff. Eventually, Donna Troy is able to kind of figure out, well, this is kind of a two-way bridge, and they all kind of team up, beat him up. They do see that he's had issues with his brain and all that too, and they want to help. But he does escape, and that's kind of the main portion of it. So keep in mind, all the other characters are just kind of brush off what just sort of happened. That was not exactly the most pleasant experience, but we're finding that the only character who's clingy and crying and, well, not necessarily crying, but like fearful and all that, is like really shaken up by it, is Raven, because we need our obligatory Raven can't get through any situation without Beast Boy moments that we've been kind of subjected to through this entire run, pretty much for the most part. I mean, he has to explain to her how her powers work, and now she's just like, I was so scared. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't you just kick Trigon's ass as the Dark-Winged Queen? Wouldn't it have made more sense? And I talked to somebody else about this. If like it was her just hurting her friends as a result of being possessed by the Dark-Winged Queen, if that was the nightmare, I could have understood that a little bit more. But it's just I'm so scared, Trigon. I get Trigon's devil, a really powerful threat, but she just kicked his ass. Like, we just saw that, like the last story arc with the whole Raven Dark-Winged Queen thing, where it's just like, yeah, he just doesn't really stand much of a chance. But no, she's scared, vulnerable. Oh, Gar, hug me. Meanwhile, everyone else is totally fine. Only Raven's the one kind of scared and clingy in this thing. And again, if we didn't just have the story arc with her, like, basically like becoming the Dark-Winged Queen and kicking everybody's ass, I would have been a little bit more susceptible if this was leading into that, then okay. But it's just her. Like, she's the only one who has to kind of show this fearful side. She's the only one who has to be look kind of weak and has to immediately run to Gar and just kind of cry and be clingy, because I don't think they respect Raven as much at DC. And I know it's a little moment right here. It's not the make or break of everything, but it's only her who's like that. Everyone else seems to be kind of okay because they realize it's just memory manipulation, but her being the only one like super scared, I'm like, why? Where's the toughness? Where's the chick who just did all this stuff? Like, what? Like, you know what they need to do? They need to get her out of this team and go off on her own somewhere. Have her join the Justice League Dark, get away from the Titans. That includes Gar, because he's like a parasitic leech attached to her at all times, and everything. Like, you can't escape it. If you like Raven in her own agency, sorry, Gar has to be there. I think they even have like this other like book that's out right now too. It's on like the DC Infinite app. But who's there? Once again, Gar, Beast Boy. Like, can she get something on her own? But anyways, that's just my rant there. I did like this issue, and that like Donna Troy like stepped up more as a leader. I thought that was pretty cool. And then of course the end of the issue, we have Clock King and Deathstroke there. It's like, why don't we start to work together? So either Slade's going to be picked up like right in the next story arc, or there's just going to be kind of a backwards plot of him just kind of recruiting everyone else. And based on how DC's kind of handled Deathstroke in the last couple of years, he doesn't feel like as much of a threat level. And he was I think he was last seen in the pages of Dark Crisis a little while back. I am glad that he's just going to be focusing on the Titans. I want to see something a little bit more personable with him, just kind of maybe recruiting different villains to try and take them down as a little bit of vengeance for what happened there. But like, we've seen this guy kind of get his ass kicked a couple times at this point, whether it was Dark Crisis or the stuff Joshua Williamson was writing with Shadow War and all that other stuff. But yeah, we'll see what they do with him. So, but I am glad to see him just kind of like more focused as a Titans villain, as opposed to just jumping around to everyone else. Like, keep him away from like some of the other Bat family members. We don't need him with Bruce. We don't need him around Damian or any of that other stuff. But the Titans, okay, cool, because he is like a Titans antagonist. So you may think I hate this issue, and I really don't. I just was kind of like complaining about the Raven thing because, like I said, just the way she's just been handled at DC for the longest time. Like, she has to be like Gar is like a parasitic organism, like latched onto her. Like, she can't do anything really on her own. She has to be clingy. She has to do all these other things. And I just hate how she's the only one who's made out to be really scared and vulnerable, and everyone else just showed to be fine. Like, I mean, Raven's supposed to be this really strong, powerful character. She is the most powerful member of the Titans, but now she's like, oh, I'm scared, Gar, hug me. I'm like, come on, don't make her look that pathetic. And again, if the nightmare was maybe her, like she hurt her friends, or just a little moment, she's like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just grabs her head and just kind of brushes it off because she knows it's just memory manipulation. But God, like, why is it? And again, we just saw her kick Trigon's ass as like the Dark Winged Queen and all that too. So like, she shouldn't be like this. It'd be one thing if she hadn't gone through that yet, but he literally just did. So it's a frustrating thing. And I just, like I said, I want to see Raven treated a little bit more respectfully at DC, but I just don't see, like, just her doing stuff on her own. And I feel like the only way to do this is just to get her away from every single Titans member and go off on her own, or join up with Justice League Dark or something like that to kind of make it better. So yeah, that's my little rant on the Raven stuff right now. So I know this is a Titans issue, but again, that was just one of those moments where, like, oh, here we go again. I'm just kind of a little frustrated as a fan of Raven. I just want to see her do a little bit more and just kind of treat it with more like respect. And again, that's a small little moment. I know it's probably like, why are you acting like such a big deal over it? But it's just all the little things that are just starting to add up over the past couple of years in terms of Raven's character. So yeah, that's just my thinking. But anyways, the issue itself as a whole, I thought it was okay. I like the stuff with Donna Troy. I like the idea of Donna taking over as kind of the leader of the group, and just kind of having, villains like clocking in that too. I mean, it's not a bad issue, but just that one little moment is just the part where like, I just kind of groaned, and I'm just like, I guess too, a lot of this other stuff just kind of building up over the course of a while, where I'm just like, I just got to say something at this point. So, and again, it's a small little moment, I know, but it's just the fact that it's only her who's shown to be like kind of clingy and like kind of like, oh, I was so scared and all that too, when she should just be kind of like, she's been through way worse. Like, come on, Raven, toughen up a little bit. So yeah, but anyways, that's all I have to say about this particular issue. What did you all think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff. I got one more DC comic book review to catch up on, and then we're all caught up from last week. I got a lot of other stuff coming out this week, so like, there's several comics. There's gonna be an after the movie, hopefully by tomorrow, and then there's the big special I got for Thanksgiving, which I've kind of posted on the community tab on the channel and all that too. So looking forward to all that stuff. But anyways, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.